What's going on there, folks? Good evening. Earthmaster here checking in on this Thursday evening, 7 p.m. straight up here on the West Coast. March 25th is the date, 2021, of course. Wow, what a crazy weather day over in the Alabama area. Unfortunately, some issues going on there with loss of life, with quite a few tornadoes popping off over there. Pretty wicked day for sure. Anyway, folks, checking out the earthquake activity around the globe. Pretty active out here along the western coast, right around the off the coast of Oregon. 4.1 just struck here a little bit ago. That was looks like there was a little foreshake prior to that 4.1. We'll go ahead and check out a little bit different view here from the USGS map here. The all magnitudes map from the folks there at the USGS shows that activity off the coast of Oregon, west of the Cascadia subduction zone, west of the Blanco fracture zone, kind of just outside of that fracture area. A little buildup of pressure out here, 4.1 and a 3.6 within that same area. Going to the all magnitudes here, we can kind of see the activity stretching into the Intermountain West regions of Nevada and Idaho. Some activity picking up there in looks like southern Washington and northern Oregon as well. A couple small quakes around Mount St. Helens and also Mount Hood volcano. Little quake off just off inland. This is kind of a deeper earthquake here. Of course, you know, we've talked about these deep earthquakes sometimes that we see in the subduction zones. Excuse me. Such as this, where the Juan de Fuca plate subducts here underneath the North American plate. Thus creates the Cascadia subduction zone, the megathrust area. Thrust and fold, or the fold and thrust belt. When we start seeing deeper earthquake activity like this is a sign that we got something brewing out here for sure. Tremor map, we'll check that here in just a minute, but these deeper quakes are something to keep an eye on when it comes to the Cascadia subduction zone. That it looks like it's, you know, it looks as though it's right there at the coastline, but it's 40 kilometers down below the surface at 2.4 is. So some further movement way down there in the Cascadia. Let me check the Tremor while we're at it, while we're on the Cascadia subduction zone. You can see that activity there ramping up there in southern Oregon. Now it's kind of off and away from the 2.4 that struck there just west of Salem. What's that coastal town there? Lincoln City, that's right. So it's about, what do we got? About halfway, more than halfway up there, up the coast of Oregon. But could potentially have, and I believe that firmly, this Tremor playing a major part in the activity up there to the north. This Tremor is mostly confined there to southern Oregon, and there's quite a few, pretty good cluster of Tremor, 162 epicenters. And if you can kind of picture this area here getting some slippage, while certain other areas up here to the north, to the south, I'm really surprised we haven't seen further activity down here. But if you can picture the slippage underneath the North American plate adding to the crustal activity. But man, I tell you what, 40 kilometers though, that's pretty deep. That's actually really deep. That's kind of concerning, but we'll keep an eye on it. See if there's any more action later tonight on that in that area. Volcanoes showing a little bit of activity up here. Like I mentioned, some microquakes off of the volcanoes of Mount St. Helens to the west there, and also off of Mount Hood there in Oregon. We can also see that on the volcanic volcano seismicity charts up here. We can check out Mount Hood real quick on the live seismographs. There's that little quake there, nothing big, just a little micro quake. Oh, let's see here. Come on. Wow, okay, that is not what I was looking for. That's kind of I think this station's not good to view. Okay, so that, wow. So that 2.8 near Mount St. Helens showing up there, but there's a localized quake right there in the Mount Hood area. Zoom up here to Mount St. Helens, or Mount St. Helens here real quick. I lost it. Where did it go? St. Helens, there we go. 2.8 is going to sit right off here. Wait a minute, where'd that 2.8 go? Well, shoot. Where did it go? Am I not seeing it? Okay. All right, let's go check out the seismogram here real quick. I get it. That's probably, this is from older data, but I'm kind of interested to see how that 2.8 showed up on a seismograph station there in the Mount St. Helens area. Wow. I can't even see it. .3 here listed. That's kind of an odd deal there. Definitely not showing up on this specific seismograph here. Nothing showing up, except for, I mean, there's data coming in, but it's just it's turned down so low. You're not picking up anything. Anyway, just a couple small microquakes, folks. Don't want to spend too much time on that, but it does. It's something to watch when we're seeing movement along the Cascadia. Definitely watch the volcanoes closely. Yellowstone National Park showing a little bit of uptick in earthquake activity. This activity kind of in the eastern areas up here around the Parker Peak area, but also some stronger quaking around the central areas, it looks like. We'll go ahead and check that out here on the USGS map. There's the eastern quakes there that I was talking about in the eastern section of the park. 2.3 looks like it was the largest in that little quake cluster outside of the Caldera region, I believe, of Yellowstone. Caldera sits in this black line, but still some other activity showing up there down towards Lake Yellowstone. Gonna have to watch that pretty closely. Let's see what else we got there on the USGS map. A little bit of activity in the Idaho area, and also up here to the northwest of Helena. This is a little area to watch as well. I remember a swarm kicking off here quite a few years ago that lasted and upticked. It got pretty crazy for a little bit. I think it's right around that same area, but anyway, just 3.1 being the largest here in this little cluster outside of Helena, Montana. There's the activity in the Cascade Range. In Northern California, low of activity up here near Shasta Lake again, and also near Viola, which is you got Lassen Peak over here, Mount Lassen. It's kind of a ways away from there, about 10 miles or so from Mount Lassen there in Northern California. Other than that, Southern California looking pretty quiet, folks. We're seeing just a dwindling down of activity. This is the all magnitudes here, so there should be a lot more earthquakes on this map on any given day, and today is not one of those days. Kind of a quiet down here while we're getting some further activity to the north of the Garlock Fault Zone. Seems like Garlock Fault Zone northward and inward into the Intermountain West. You can kind of just see that whole little bubble area of seismic activity kind of focused on that region for right now. Not a whole lot of activity uptick in the Pacific. ring of fire, just a couple small earthquakes along the western edge. But other than that, we haven't seen a major increase over here. Down south in the New Zealand area, Tonga, Kermadec Trench area, this region right here is kind of showing some activity in between the Kermadec Trench and this little plate boundary, that little loop right there. I talked about this when we were having those big earthquakes here, 8.1 and quite a few 7s bouncing around this area on that one day there a couple of weeks ago. And now we're starting to see it inland, starting to see some surface quaking here, and some really deep ones at that. Or I shouldn't say surface quaking because that's pretty deep. 590 kilometers below surface for that to 5.5. There's the surface quake over here near the Loyalty Islands, and also over there in the Kermadec Trench area, 5.1 at the surface. Deep movement in between these two here. That's 590 kilometers below surface for that one. And another deep one up to the north. 408. Woo! We're talking about some deep movement going on there. So good likelihood that we could start seeing further uptick in some more activity up here. Up to the north, I'm thinking pretty firmly. Down there to the south into the New Zealand area, North Island regions showing some deep earthquakes, folks. 4.1 and a 4.4, 131 kilometers there, and 288 kilometers below surface for that one. Hikurangi subduction zone once again sits down here. If you haven't heard about this area, it's something to check out. Do a little investigating. There's lots of videos about it. In fact, I made one myself about this potential megaquake area for New Zealand, North Island region. Getting some deep movement there to the west of that area in the subduction zone. Let's see what else we got here, folks. Activity picking up on the northern coast, like I mentioned. Chile, South America, Puerto Rico, all looking below background activity for now. Just a couple small quakes there into the South America area. Inland and deep once again there. 238 kilometers there, so we're seeing a deep movement all over the place along the major subduction zones. Let's see what else we got here, folks. Activity in the Iceland area from the Iceland meteorological. Oh my goodness, it's been a long day, let me tell you. The Icelandic Met Office, right? This is over the last 48 hours here. You can see a little bit of activity there down where the volcano is active. And also some further movement all throughout the area right there. Here's the last few days of magnitudes and multitudes, if you will. Number of quakes. Just kind of picking up a little bit compared to yesterday. Definitely something to watch. The latest status there on the codes of the volcanoes there sit at an orange there in the southwest and a yellow advisory up to the northeast there. All this information, of course, is available on their website here. You can check it out, or just enter the Icelandic meteorology. Oh my goodness, Met Office. Maybe that's why they have it short there, right? Oh, fun day, let me tell you. What else we got here, folks? Like I say, it's just been, I've been kind of keeping up on the severe weather out there. Just kind of scary. You know, I feel bad for those folks out there. It's just a nightmare scenario, you know. The severe weather has just been hitting them back to back. You know, hopefully they catch a break out there. It's just pretty unreal, let me tell you. All right, folks, we're going to jump off here and hope everyone has a good night. I need a little bit of sleep myself. Yeah. Okay, there's way too many earthquakes here on this globe. That's definitely way more than this goes back about how'd that even get set there? Should be about 24 hours of earthquake activity right about there. But going back on that time frame, you can see how many deep earthquakes we've had out there over the past couple days, and that's definitely continuing for sure. All right, guys, I'll quit mumbling. We will see you guys later. Have a good night. Stay safe, and always be prepared. Peace out.